Hello everyone, my name is Sonamdeep Kaur. I am from class BCom Financial Services semester 3rd. Today I am going to give a seminar given to us by Dr. Kavaldeep Kaur on the topic Emergence of Contemporary Issues in Accounting. Introduction. Accounting is termed as the language of the business throughout the world. Accounting language serves as a means to communicate the matters relating to the various aspects of the business operations. Human resource accounting. The success of every business depends upon the quality and the character of the people they have. Humans are the valuable assets, but they are not recorded in the books of accounts. That's why a new concept was developed called human resource accounting. In a current accounting practices, all the expenses related to the human resource like recruitment, training, development, etc. are treated as revenue in nature and charged against revenue of the relevant accounting period in which they are incurred. That's why it does not provide a true and a fair disclosure. That's why such expenses should be capitalized and shown as an asset in a balance sheet. This capitalized amount should be amortized over a period during which the organization expects to get the benefit from them. Definition. Human resource accounting is a process of identifying and measuring the data about the human resources and communicate this information to the interested parties. Objective. To provide the cost and the value of the human resources, to provide the information for making the human resource policies, to ensure the proper placement of the human resources, enable the management to monitor the use of the human resources, increase the motivation in the employees for the better human resource planning, helps in decision making, assisting in the effective utilization of manpower. Price level accounting. Earlier, the accounting statements are prepared on the basis of historical concept, in which assets are recorded at the cost incurred to acquire it. Any change in the value of assets are not recognized. That means a constant money value convention is followed. But actually, the money does not remain constant. Due to this concept, it does not provide the true and the fair view of the business enterprises. That's why the price level accounting is introduced to show the effect of changing cost and the price on the affairs of the company. Now, the definition. The term revaluation accounting is used to denote the method employed for overcoming the problem connected with the fixed asset replacement in the period of rising price. Next, objective of the price level accounting. To show the true profit and loss, true picture of the financial position of the company, to provide the sufficient depreciation to generate the funds for the replacement of the assets, indicate the real capital employed, distinguish between holding gains and losses, operating gains and losses. Next is social accounting. Basically, society provides the infrastructure facility to the enterprises without which business cannot be operated at all, and the goods and services they produce or they provide for which the society is ultimately consumer. But actually, the main motive of the business or the objective of the business unit is a profitability, but they cannot survive with this sole objective in the market. Business should also fulfill its social responsibility towards the society. That should provide the harmless product, making a proper arrangement for the proper disposal of the waste, and etc. So basically, the main function of the social accounting is to measure and disclose the cost and the benefit to the society created by the production related activities of the business enterprises. Next is the definition of the social accounting. The measurement and reporting, internal and external, of the information concerning the impact of the entity and its activity on the society. Now, the objectives. To identify and measure net contribution of the business to the society, effective utilization of natural resources, to make the available relevant information to the various users. Moving further to the value added statement. Value added statement is a statement showing the net added value of the business firm during a certain period on its total transaction. Actually, the main purpose of the value added statement is to ascertain how much of the total net value was added and how it was distributed to the contributors of the value. As we all know that the income statement reports on the income of shareholder, whereas the value added statement shows a wealth created and attributed to all the stakeholders. Now, the value added statement calculates total output by adding sales, change in stock, and any other income. Then subtracting depreciation, interest, amount paid to the suppliers and the employees, etc. Next is the definition of the value added statement. Value added statement means excess of the turnover plus income from the services over the cost of the goods and the services. Objectives: to disclose the value added by the firm during the year, to indicate the wealth created by the enterprises, to study the pattern of distribution of the value added, to preparing plan and fixing the target for the future. Forensic accounting. Basically, auditors can only check for the compliance of the company's books that as they are as per the generally accepted accounting principles, auditing standards, and company policy. That's why a new category of accounting was needed to detect the frauds in a company that suspect the fraudulent transaction. This type of the accounting is known as forensic accounting. It is an integration of accounting, auditing, investigative skills that yield the specialty. Forensic accountant is resembled with a bloodhound. These bloodhounds sniff out the fraud and criminal transaction in a bank, corporate entities, etc. Basically, the forensic accountant sniff out the frauds, any that they check out any financial frauds, white collar crimes, embezzlement, etc. Moving further to the objectives. Assessment of the damages, investigation of whether an embezzlement or the fraud has taken place to collect the evidence in case of criminal proceeding. Next is environmental accounting. The responsibility towards the environment has become one of the most crucial area of the social responsibility. In a recent year, we have witnessed the rising concern for the environmental degradation, which is taking place mainly in the form of pollution of various types. It actually spoils the human health, reduces economic productivity, and leads to the loss of amenities. The developing countries like India are facing the twin problem of protecting the environment as well as promoting the economic development. That's why a careful assessment of the benefit and the cost of environmental damages is necessary to find out the safe limit of environment degradation and a required level of development. But unless the proper accounting work is done either by the individual firm or by the government itself, it cannot be determined that both has been fulfilling their responsibilities towards the environment or not. That's why the need of environmental accounting has merged. Now, the objectives of the environmental accounting. To meet the regulatory requirement and exceeding that expectation, to promote that company has wide environmental awareness, to help a designing for manufacturing processes of the goods and the services compatible to the environment, to increase the environment transparency, international financial reporting standard. Due to the globalization of the business world as well as the development of the e-commerce has heightened the desirability of adopting a single set of global accounting and financial reporting standards to have a one interpretation of the financial statement prepared in any part of the world. That's why the IFRS has been introduced. IFRS are the standards, interpretations, and the framework for the preparation and the presentation of the financial statements. The financial information should be understandable, relevant, reliable, and comparable. The main objective behind introduction of the IFRS is to make the common platform for the better understanding of the accounting internationally. So, by adopting the IFRS, a business can present its financial statement on the same basis as its foreign competitors and making the comparison easier. Conclusion: accounting is a dynamic subject. It interacts with the environment which is dynamic in nature. So, accounting keeps on evolving and adding a new dimensions to it as per the need of changing times. Thank you for watching my video.